everyone. We'll get going soon. I'm a little early. Let me get in the right chat channel. And turn off my streams. Hello, Beata. Thanks for joining. Hi, 3D Tech Guy. Okay, hello everybody. I guess we'll wait one more minute. I'll say hello to Justin. Nobody on the Discord yet. If you want to join the Discord, you can go to the URL adafru.it/discord. Jono's there. I guess I'll get started. It's 2 o'clock on the dot. So hello everyone. My name is Scott. I work on CircuitPython for Adafruit. Adafruit is an open source hardware and software company based out of New York City, although I work remotely for them. So I work from Seattle, and I work on CircuitPython. So CircuitPython is a Python version of Python designed for little tiny computers called microcontrollers. Here's one on my desk. This is a development board from Espressif, and there's a little tiny computer under here. It also has Wi-Fi. Espressif chips usually have Wi-Fi. And so what we can do is we can run CircuitPython on this. This one actually doesn't have native USB, but on a lot of the boards, you plug it in, it shows up as a drive, and you can edit your Python code kind of just as a text editor. And then everything that is needed to run it is available on the device itself. Adafruit is like the main sponsor of me and a bunch of other folks who work on CircuitPython. So if you want to support Adafruit and CircuitPython, you can go to the URL adafruit.com for that. We have this chat here in the middle is the Discord, which is adafru.it/discord. Bottom one is the YouTube chat, and then I do have the other chats for LinkedIn and stuff monitored as well. I just don't have it on the screen. This is a deep dive. Happens 2 p.m. Pacific on Fridays usually. For about 2 hours. I'm happy to answer questions. If folks have questions about electronics, CircuitPython, programming, that sort of thing, I'll take a stab at it, but I make no promises that I know anything. Other bit of housekeeping is that I am expecting my second child in the next few weeks. So once that happens, I will be off and away for a little while, and then I'll be back, and then I'll be gone for a longer period of time next year as my wife goes back to work. So just be aware that like this might be the last deep dive for a while. Baby's not due till the 28th, so we have 3 weeks or so, but babies can come early, so we'll see. If you want to keep kind of up to date with the state of deep dives, there is a Discord role that I'm happy to add you to. So if you join the Discord, I'm Tan Newt on the Discord and a lot of other places, but you can ask to be added to the deep divers role, and that's the one that I will kind of like say like, hey, baby's here, and I'm out, and I'll also let you know whether typically Foamy Guy, whose name is Tim, will fill in for me instead, and he can let you know availability and stuff then too. Yeah, so just a casual 2-hour deep dive today. Nothing super urgent in terms of like not why it can't be 2 hours. It's cooler out, so I'm not going to be like super hot, knock on wood. I do have the window open with the fan. Hello, Dishipu. And this week I've been continuing work on CircuitMatter. So CircuitMatter is a Python implementation of the Matter IoT spec. Typically, deep dives are just me covering what I've been working on and giving updates about how that's been going. So CircuitMatter, I've made progress. What I probably showed last week is I was doing the commissioning process using the chip tool as like the de facto standard and running that against my Python implementation, which I could actually just show you where I've gotten with that. And I I showed it off on show and tell as well. But the way that that works with chip tool is you can say, so this is the device side, and now I'm doing QR code, which we'll use in a second. But then I can also do pairing from here, and we can see that it actually returns. It says device commissioning completed, and on the CircuitPython side, there's debug prints, but we see that commissioning is done. So this is super exciting. This means that we should be kind of on the network officially, and then be able to do more things after that. Now, I guess I should say for folks watching, the Discord channel here is the live broadcast chat on the Adafruit Discord server. I won't be able to see others while I'm streaming. So that was really exciting, that I got commissioning done. I was like, yay! Like, and then I realized that it doesn't do a whole lot after that. So what I decided to do was try to get it working with Apple Home. So let's rerun this. So right now there's no state save, so I don't have to worry about clearing any state. So I'm just gonna Control-C it, I'm gonna rerun it, and now I'm gonna use my phone. I know you won't be able to see it from my phone, but I'll show you what happens. So I can go into the Apple Home app. I'm going to hit plus, add accessory, and now I'm going to scan the QR code. And I'm going to hit add to home, and we can see stuff happens. Now it's prompting me, hey, do you want to add an uncertified device? And I will say add anyway. And it keeps going, and it's spinning, but it doesn't quite work. Which I'm like, like so close. So I had one thing that I had to fix to get it working with Apple, but it gets really quite far because we can see that there's this passcode authenticated secure channel, and then it follows up with a certificate-based one. And we can see, like, we get to the certificate one and we finish. And then we get the case sigma 3. We acknowledge it, and then we say commissioning done, commissioning complete, but we can't, it's not seeing our reply for some reason, and I've been trying to figure out why that is. So it ends up saying, I guess I'm small here too, but it says unable to add accessory. So it doesn't quite work, unfortunately. So the question is why, and I haven't figured it out yet. I'm acknowledging that. Jono says, all the best to the expectant parents in case this is the last chance to say for a while. October's the best month for birthdays, just saying. Yeah, I'm a July baby. Like, no one in our family has a October. My mom's birthday was the start of November, so that's by far that's within a week of the due date. But I'm a July baby. The other two in our family are March babies. So the question is what is the matter? Why isn't it working? So there's a really great Discord. Let me pull up a browser. So there is this matter.js repo, and there's a link to a Discord here. Jono was supposed to be a November baby. I was supposed to be an August baby. This is why I'm caveating with I don't know when the baby's coming. So there's matter.js, and then further down here, they do have a link to a Discord server. There's just a few folks there, but they've been super duper helpful. So shout out to Apollo and I don't know how to pronounce the other person's name. Let's see. Yeah, Apollo and Cosmo 20, something like that, with a Q. They've been super helpful because so Apollo did the matter.js and then the other person's working on a Rust port. So it's like people in the same weeds that I am. So it's been really helpful. And they suggested, well, Cosmo was saying that if you have a Mac, you can use it to view some console logs from your phone. And I got out my old laptop and I have to charge it up. So I'm going to take a look at that later. But the other one was like, hey, like, why don't you use the JavaScript implementation? Because it's super thorough. There's tons of tests. They've run it against the Matter test suite already. And so why don't you try commissioning from the JS version and see if it works? But it doesn't. So I was comparing, the reason I had this pulled up is I was comparing our decryption and encryption keys, and they match. But if I just do the same thing again, and npm run shell, and then run commission from here, what we see is that the Python crashes because it failed to decrypt. That's in line 204. Maybe we should actually print the actual error message. So let's just do that. Line 204. If not okay. Decrypt and verify. Let's dig into why that is. That would be in session. I've split things out more. Secure session, decrypt and verify. Print. Initiator, let's go there. I assume that, let's print the exception, see what it says. See if it says anything helpful. Now, I don't actually have to rerun it because I'm still maybe I didn't do this last week, but I fixed the recorded packets so that the certificates I generate are based on the captured random numbers, so I can actually rerun it and get the same thing. But I can get, when I do that, I get more, I can rerun it again and get more information. So this is interesting because it says failed to decrypt message, but I didn't get any more prints. Did I not save it? Pack into. Let's make this bigger. I don't know why I have it so small. Hello, Mark, and thanks for the review. No problem. Thank you for adding some more cool stuff to CircuitPython. I think it's gotta be this. I don't know why that's not. Okay, so it says responder. Oh, it's just printing off as blank. That's what's happening. The exception's not helpful. Wonder what happens if I don't catch it. says invalid tag. Message flags 5. Let's print those 3 things. So what I'm going to do, and what I've been doing for all of this cryptography stuff, is just making sure that the inputs are the same, and if they're not, then there's a problem. So that's a nice thing about having an open source implementation on the other side. And I think I've kind of found where to do it. So here we go. Here's my inputs. Header. Getting the lengths right as well. So now if we can find the source, I think it's called secure session TS. Yep, so here's where I'm printing the decryption key. And then I wonder if there's here's a decode, here's an encode, perfect. That's exactly what I want. So let's just do exactly what I just did, but for logger.debug knots. For packet header. No, that's not right. I'm going to do knots payload. Hi, Ingo Fisher. And we'll do header. I do love Copilot for stuff like this. So now what we'll do is we will close this, run the shell, run CircuitMatter without our captured, and do the setup again, and it crashes. We fail with invalid to decrypt, but now we should be able to find our, yep, our data here. And the formatting's a little bit different. I'm just going to snag it and throw it in a new file that I will probably have a hard time finding later. And then I think I'll actually change the format of my encryption to match it. So it's like nonce. And the hexes don't have spaces. And then I can just replay it. Payload header. Hiya, cat. So now I'm going to go back to CircuitMatter, and I'm going to just do the replay. And, oh, separator's wrong. I need to omit it to get no separator. Right. So, although I guess payload is different because our payload is the encrypted payload, not the decrypted one. The other two things should be the same. So, oh dear, I have way too many tabs open in my editor. Let me just save this. There it is. Let's make sure yeah, it looks like the nonce is the same. The payload's going to be different. And the header is different length. The header of the JavaScript version is longer than ours. 6B202. It's right, but it has more zeros. Which one is correct? Oh, I wonder if it's that yeah, our header is probably too short. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the whole. Where are we getting it from? I guess we're re-encoding the header, but you know what? It may be that, yeah, we're re-encoding the header, and I think they're adding the destination node ID. And we're assuming that it's not there. Because we re-encode the header. We don't just take it out of it, which we probably should. That's probably, I think that's our problem. Let's see. I have too many things open. Header here. Decrypt and verify is in I don't know. I can't find it in the tabs. I know where session is here. Yeah, see, so we're putting in peer node ID. But that is not right. To do support group messages. I mean, that's probably why. Bytes message header. Oh, but this is for the nonce. This is not for message.header. So message.header. Header is to the offset. Payload is after that, but we are not checking for destination node ID. I think it's 2. Let's just sneak this out. Yeah, this is not that helpful. Equals 1, then it's a full unpack from offset 8 L, and let's call this desize. So that's what it is. I'm doing this by memory. I could have it wrong. this is when it's H. Or equals. Okay, so we need to add those upper bits. All right, let's see if the replay decrypts it correctly. Ta-da! Okay, great. MC Quinman says, is CircuitMatter creating a microcontroller can communicate with Google Assistant? Oh, I guess these. Sorry. Hopefully you didn't have it turned up really loud. If Google Assistant can interoperate with its like home IoT stuff, Matter devices, then yes. So the reason that we're working on CircuitMatter is so that we can integrate into like the big Apple and Google and Samsung and Home Assistant ecosystems, kind of using this standard. Okay, great. So our bug, not, thanks, Kat. Sorry, I should have a mute button, but I don't. I almost like thought about doing it in, thanks, Jono. Thought about doing it in OBS, but oh well. Okay, so let's see if this works now. Resubmit, and okay, so now I got a bug, but I think I got further. I'm in interaction model, and they got the parts list. Nice. Got the parts list. Pace succeeded. Okay, and then this is a problem on my end. So let's, and yeah, it just was retransmissioning. Pace worked, new exchange, getting the parts list, and then that's when it received data report. And then it's just retried because I crashed. Okay, so let's fix. I mean, this is kind of good. It's nice having multiple implementations to test with. This is kind of interesting. Pending retransmission. We're getting an acknowledging when it's not there. So this is a crash in on line 86. Sorry, I realized I moved it off. I'm not used to using just, well, the corner of the screen. Okay, and then it'll get reformatted. So we need to make sure it's not none. And let's do a replay. We got to the end of the replay, so now we can do the live version and try setting up again. And we got a not implemented error, which is totally fine, because it's trying to read the product name. This is a case of like, yeah, this is not what Apple's trying to do, but it's like very clearly something that we're going to want to do. So I might as well implement it. Although, I don't know if we should actually give it a not implemented error, or we should actually make it so that it doesn't, like it could just say that, like, oh, I can't do that. That's probably what I should do, is instead of crashing, I should just reply that it's not implemented. Even though it's required to be implemented, I think. But there's a way to say, like, oh, I don't have that implemented. And in fact, descriptor encode. It's like a string. And get attribute data. I think that what we could do is we could say get attribute data. Okay, so we did find it. If not found, print not found. Let's just implement it. We'll worry about the thing later. So it's in the data model, it's getting product name, which is a UTF-8 string attribute. So what's happening is UTF-8 string attribute doesn't have a encode call. And what I want to do is I just want to call, this is kind of the crazy part of string member. Tags max. I think I can just call out of this. So the data model layer has different types than the TLV layer, which is kind of insane. I made an encode. I'm kind of like trying to reuse it. So I think I can do self member. Is that what it is? I think I added that. Maybe that's not what I did. So it's not clear to me the best way to yeah, there is just an encode call on member. Sorry, I realized I didn't finish my thought. Oh yeah. The type checker gets me again. So I'm just going to respond with an empty string. None isn't set. Yeah. But it's a mandatory attribute. Yeah. I am trying to do the path of least resistance. I think what I could do is I could set the default to empty. No. Mandatory is advisory in my book right now. What is raising the exception that it hasn't set? Oh, maybe it's none? What am I trying to encode? It is none. Let's go into product name and we'll just say, let's see, it's part of the basic info cluster. We could actually set it. Sure. Okay. And again. Enet unreachable. Reconnecting with device. Adding operational device. Trying to communicate with that. And here. Okay, so we got invoke add knock. We did the Avahi change. And then that was it. So we didn't get to the case thing. No, that didn't work either. Let's try again. I don't know why we got network unreachable. I am using the like hot off the press. Yeah. Trying to get to that address. This I'm not sure about. Like we were communicating before. Is it trying to use the same port that I am? Let's just try. Where do I set it? It's like the example port. Let's just change that to 1 and see if that changes. Message. No, didn't help. Huh. So it's not making the switch from the passcode authenticated stuff to the certificate authenticated stuff. This does make me wonder. I wonder. I should just try it with. I should try it with Apple again because I've changed a couple things. I wonder if like those two things I changed made a difference. To which IP was it communicating before? So it's all running on the local device, but yeah. So it says 9F2A here and FD98. And frankly, I do kind of recognize this 9F2A. Let's see if let's see what addresses we are. Yeah, so we're I guess we're 9F2A on both. One is the link local one and one is not. Gets a different IP in the announcement for operational. They're both IPs for the same thing, I think. And this is weird that it's like network unreachable to me. And it's on the low interface, which is like the local interface. Actually, look. Local. It's trying to do it on the local interface. Or the loopback one. Maybe that's... your MDNS returned different IPs and MDS packages at the beginning. I think it's returning to... I'm using Avahi to do both. I wonder... Sending read request to FD98. I thought we were supposed to give it the link local address. I could comment that out. Scroll up the beginning of the shell commission command. I can drop it in the Discord too. I'll give you the Discord link. There's one. That's the last. Okay, this is the last one. Found commissional device. Server addresses to try. Undefined FD98, FE80. And trying to communicate with FD98, which works. Server addresses discovery. In the operational one, it is missing. Maybe it's ordered differently? Oh yeah. Here it's only FE80. And then it has a problem. I wonder why that is. I don't think we're relying on Avahi to have the quadruple A records, IPv6 records. I'm surprised that we're only getting one. So I can show in here. Where's my emptiness stuff? Oh, I think it's in here. So we're calling advertise service subtypes. Like, we don't really manage the IP side of the MDNS at all. We just call Avahi. So when we say advertise service, we construct and then we use publish service. Oh, but we do, yeah, but we do this. But we do that at the start and then it stays that way. Here, let's just not do that and we'll see. I thought that might be the reason that that Apple's not working. So here it just got get address info, e not found. So that got no addresses. Or it's trying to do the local. I don't know enough about this stuff. Like, in the spec it says to do the publish address thing. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. Too many. Yeah, so this is what I was trying to do, except my .local is the host name of this computer. And it's only the 4A record that gives you the actual thing, and they say it should be the FE80 one, which is why I had it going on. Why doesn't the FE80 work? Shouldn't that work? We can try that. Publish on. Oh, so this is on the FE80 one. FE80 is the last choice. Okay. Okay, so this one tried the FE80 one again. Let's do IP address, and we'll snag our FD98. Put it in here. Let's try it. Device peer 1 is currently not reachable. Did I crash? Yes, I did. All right. Enhancing basic information. No operational address found for peer. All right, well, I crashed. Acknowledging. Clusters not found. Trying to read stuff I haven't implemented yet. Commissioning succeeded. Yes, I think so. Yep, commissioning done. Yep, yeah, we got past that. That's great, except it doesn't break like Apple does. I'd love to get it so the Apple one works. This gives me more to work on, and this is kind of, which is good. I do want more to work on, like more to implement. But why doesn't Apple work? Let's just try Apple with the like different MDNS record thing. Let's see. Add accessory. Add to home. Add anyway. No, it's at the same place. Trying to respond and failing. I wonder if it's a similar, like, whichever address I'm trying to send it to. I had that debug print in there before. This is secure message. It's trying to get it from the... Printing out the QR code is the right way to do this. I got that working yesterday. It's like, I'm sick of typing this code in every time. It's sending to FD98. It just spins. Darn it. Commissioning done. See, where did we send the previous? Oh, the previous ones get sent by the unsecure. It's somewhere else in this file. All right, we're an hour in. Past commissioning for JavaScript, but not for Apple. Like, it's retransmitting the invoke, and I'm trying to reply back to it without success. I gotta stop printing all these messages. Received invoke, add knock. Send message to FD98, FDE5, 63433. But that's FD98. Let's just do it this way. Highlight them all. So these ones go back to that same port. And then this 70 is the one that it doesn't see. And I'm sending it to the same IP over and over again. And both ChipTool and matter.js are happy with it. I could just work on the post-commissioning stuff for matter.js, get that working more. Because I'm sure that like that's stuff that the Apple stuff is going to need too. It's got to be kind of a low-level thing. Like, it's got to be at the messaging level, because it's not even like, it's not acknowledging my acknowledgement. It's like it's retransmitting, which means that it's like not even getting like this payload stuff. It's really just like the session ID, I think is right. Like, this is received the standalone ACK. Sigma 3. New session. Our session number is 2. Theirs is 1342. Maybe compare message details and counters and such, because it's the first real response you send on the first case. Maybe something in there. Yes. The counter shouldn't matter, right? The counter value of our message shouldn't matter because it's the first that we respond with. It's got to be like a random number within the 28 bits, I think, is how it's supposed to be. So we're sending, we don't have any message flags because we don't have source or destination. We have no security flags. This is our message counter. Our session ID does match up. And then our exchange ID, I think, is the same too. Right. Ingo says yes, which I assume means, I know there's a delay, but the first message back, the message counter shouldn't matter. And the exchange flags of RNA should be fine. I don't know. It works with 2 other implementations. Chiptool and matter.js are okay with it. Yours are the peer one. This one is the session ID that I'm putting in the message. Is the peer session ID not yours? But when we're replying back, that's what we give it, right? Is the peer's session ID? So that the peer, when it receives the message, it can find the session for it. I think that's right. Yeah, so this is the message I'm sending. And the session ID I'm putting in it is the peer's session ID. Right? I think that's right. I mean, I don't feel like the other 2 implementations would not work if I didn't get that right. Which was it? Yeah. I think it's correct. This message being printed is the message we're replying to is this one. Oh no, that's our response. Here's the invoke request. I thought I was printing out all messages. It was, yeah, I'm printing all messages. Oh, it's before processing. Message counter. Yeah, session ID, they have no flags. Oh, maybe this is it? Exchange flags is 0, and therefore that means that we're not supposed to acknowledge it? Is that right? We're acknowledging one that we shouldn't? Let's see. Where is that handled? In Exchange, we do receive. Pending acknowledgement. You should need to act that. Oh, you know what? I'm printing it before I'm decoding it. That's why. I'm printing it too early. Or I'm printing it before I decrypt it. Let's print it later. That's why. Yeah, it makes sense that I would have to. Let's just do it with the recording. So R, A, and I. Wait, no, this is Sigma 3. Here's the invoke request, exchange ID. Is 16565. Then we get a second message in that's an ACK. And then we get it again, and now we try to reply again. Unexpected cake. Mm. 16565. I wonder if I'm crashing my HomePod. I don't know. Acknowledged message counter. Here's the invoke, and I'm saying, oh, like this is a duplicate, and I've already tried to tell it I got it. So I retransmit it, but that doesn't help. 1342. Exchange ID 16565. Invoke response. The I flag is for initiator. We are not the initiator, so we don't set it. I am out of ideas. The other person on the Matter Integrators Discord suggested looking at iPhone output. So that is probably, for the Apple side of things, that's probably what I need to do next. Which is a bummer. It's a head scratcher. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just remove more of this logging, get it working with, and like keep working on the matter.js side of things. I don't know what it could be. Okay, let's start printing everything. Sorry for yawning. Sometimes I bore myself. These streams are so long. Just kidding. I am definitely a believer that long form videos, technical videos where you do show absolutely everything you're doing, can be quite helpful. I'm going to punt on the Apple side of things for the week. Destination node stuff. We figured out the encryption stuff, so that's good. Initiator and responder. No, that's in session. I gotta go delete that myself. I am tempted to like try to mimic the logging of matter.js to make it easier to compare the two. See you in Discord. Thanks for the help. I appreciate it. Session keys. Where is that? Did I delete the nonce line? No. That has been my strategy for all this cryptography circuits. It was just like, assume the algorithms are correct because I'm not implementing them, and then just making sure the inputs are right. Oh, is this, is it trying to resume? Maybe. Apply to session 500. It might be smart enough. It's trying to talk to me again. Yeah, it's giving me a resumption ID. I don't want that. I guess I could implement it. I really don't want to though. I don't have brain space for that. Can I storage clear? I think I might need a second. It's like, I'm okay with you loading my history. How do I'm in the shell. Storage clear didn't work. There must be a command for that. Nodes? Ah, see, it knows about me. Help nodes. No. Nodes clear? No. Delete one. I don't know how to do it. Help nodes. Or nodes help. There we go. Pair, unpair. Trying to find it so that it can I had the same problem with Apple. Is like when you delete it, like you actually have to like the thing needs to be alive still. Matter shell history, which is great. So I can delete matter shell, but still keep my history. I haven't done resumption yet, so. Oh, I didn't turn on. That's okay. I don't have the debug stuff turned on. It must remember that, which is very clever. All right, so this is the crash that we got. So data equals null. Get interface enabled 8. Cluster 35 not found. It's saying I can't encode null. Into things. That's probably this data none. interface enabled. Oh. I thought I should be able to... Oh, I guess if I encode null... I'm not encoding it. I actually need to encode the null version. Get attribute data. Get field name data data.data.hex. Read request. Not found, none. Local admin, this is a channel I should be subscribed to already, lol. You like my thrilling Matter content? Go ahead and subscribe. There's other great people that show up on the Adafruit channels here as well. I'm probably the most boring. But if this is your jam, then this is the place to be. Get server list 16. CircuitMatter way. Data version 0. 0 cluster 40. Oh, this is interesting because there's no attribute. Endpoint cluster. That's this. Not found, none. 28 is 40. Because it's attribute star. Endpoint 0 cluster attribute star. If not found, break. Oh, so this is... But I found the cluster, but I actually need to iterate over the attributes. This is all a little fragile. Star if attribute path is none. Wildcard, so we get from every endpoint. Cluster. But we also need to be able to iterate over every attribute. That's what's happening. I wonder if what we should do is make an iterator that expands everything out. Wildcard, so we get from every endpoint. But if we get an endpoint wildcard and an attribute wildcard, Or what we do is we say attribute reports extend, and we can do more than one. So if we go back to data model, we can say we return a list. Of that. And now we can say for every attribute, blah, 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 blah. If descriptor ID path.attribute is not none, and then here we have to say if attribute is not none. And we actually need an attribute path. We need to make a new path every time, actually. I definitely have this hesitation now. To see if Copilot will come up with what I want, which is kind of interesting. All right, what's that do? That's annoying. I'm using the name list. Attribute report IB is not iterable. From cluster get report. What? I thought that's what I... Oh, you know what? I'm not doing it right. I didn't finish my thought. Data model. Get attribute data. And we actually need to do this all in here. Because it might be multiple. Okay. Any questions? I don't think I've answered a single question today. Oh, wait, no. MC Quinman had one question. Anybody have more questions? Get parts list. False is not used anymore. I don't know how this doesn't... Cluster get report. What is get report? Oh, you know what? Cluster. Process packets. Attribute reports extend. Self get report. I Ah. I have to expand this out. For data and do you know if there are any plans to revisit audio I/O on the ESP32 S2 and S3 boards at some point? Asks Deshipu. I don't know of any plans to do that. You mean just like the analog audio output? I don't think so. None-type object has no attribute bit length. Reading data model revision. I'm gonna have a lot of these. These are all the things that I should like have set. The Sigma Delta thing, it was disabled because IDF didn't support it well at the time. Yeah, I don't know of any plans. No. I think I2S is just so much better. But is there an issue for it? I'd make sure that that's there. I think I might just set default values for these things. Okay. Data model revision. Specification version. Software version. Location. Yeah, so it's going down all this. I don't know what M and S stands for. MS, default. Listed values in revision history. Added tag data type. I2S is great, but you need to use 3 pins for it. Oh good, there is a... Feel free to comment on that PR to see if things have changed. I won't do it, I'll tell you that right now, but Dan might have some cycles. Shouldn't it be here? 16? Yeah. It's just gonna be unhappy with us. Vendor name. It expects these all to be set. I wonder if I should skip them if they're not set, and then the thing can complain. I don't think none is a valid option. One, 0, 1. I don't know what default MS means. Matter spec? MS. Oh dear. Manufacturer specific. Value or range of an enum field or identifier that's available for non-standard implementations shall be defined as manufacturer specific. Well, okay. Answers my question. But I think we're supposed to have it. So maybe I'll just set more defaults then. Vendor name, CircuitMatter. Product name, test device. Oh, I should. Problem with setting these defaults is then they're in the thing. Node label. On and on, hardware version. Unknown. Manufacturer dates. Part number. Ooh, 256. GitHub. Adafruit, CircuitMatter. Product label. Serial number. Default false, unique ID. Spec version, those are set. So let's see, it might get almost all the way. Nope, 324, missed a. None type has no max length. Capability minima. Whatever that means. Capability minima is a case sessions subscriptions per fabric. product appearance. Really? I gotta like set all these? Oh, and struct doesn't have default structs. We could add it. Struct attribute. My brain is gone. It's Friday. I think that'll work. I think, yeah, attribute has defaults. Non-type has no max length. Capability minima. Oh, you know, I'm not passing it through. Mark says, that's why I'm not really looking at any code today. My brain is toast. Yeah, I feel ya. This is kind of like some nice basic stuff. Product finish other. Color. Black. Adafruit black. Hey! We got to the end. Let's see what this thinks of us now. Delete it. Rerun it. Turn on config level. And commission. Dropping message. What is it doing? Oh. There's an error here. No response, timeout error. Waiting for device rediscovery. This seems suspicious. Like, this could be what's happening with... Oh, I don't have subscribe request implemented. Okay. I don't know what it's trying to subscribe to. On and on. What we could at least do is I wonder what it's trying to subscribe to. That's a new one for me to handle. Invoke. Invoke. Oh, did I? Yeah. I wonder if we could send a status report back that says, I don't know. Copy. Invalid parameter. Application payload, so we can parse it. Let's just say CQ channel 341. Getting there. Busy. Unsupported. Let's see what happens if I reply it with that. And protocol code, I won't even set. I don't even know if that's legal, but let's see what happens. There's got to be a way to clear it. Expected one received 0. Oh yeah, it's not expecting a status report back. Let's just take a look. It's dropping it. Yeah. Just about out of time. Status report is not what it's expecting. That's why. Let's take a peek at status at subscribe. Interaction model. Subscribe interaction. Start and prime a reporting session. These transactions, a subscribe and then a report, synchronized report transaction, and then more reports. For the duration of the subscription. Timely data reports with intervals defined by a negotiated maximum interval subscription parameter. Started when the initiator or subscriber wishes to subscribe to one or more attributes or events located on a target node. Subscribe transaction are the subscription data. The rest of the subscription is a sequence of report transactions initiated by the publisher as defined by the parameters of the subscription. Rate limited by the minimum. All right, well, I think the last thing what we'll do is we'll, I don't think I have the thing to parse this yet, so let's just get the subscribe parsing and then we will call it a day. So I'm sure it's a subscribe request message. And actually I'll just take this, copy text. This is part of the interaction model. So we'll do a class. Actually, let's paste everything we copied. I showed this last week on how I like how Copilot's like awesome for this sort of thing. Scribe requests message TLV structure, and then this looks pretty good. And let's double check it. I'll take this off screen. I'll just do quick. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Attribute requests is optional. So I'm just checking the details against the data sheet here, and that is, or the spec that's off screen. Event requests is optional. So it, it didn't get it exactly right. Fabric filtered Boolean, not optional. And it's actually tag 7. Event filters is tag 5. Wait. 0, 1, 2. Oh, attributes is 3, 4. Yeah, it doesn't always get that right. Bool member fabric filtered is not optional. Data version filters is optional. Keep subscriptions. And these are unsigned ints, 2 octets, attribute path IB, event path IB. I'm surprised I don't have attribute path IB defined already. Don't I? Why is this? Type attribute. Oh, because it's a list, not a struct. Okay, I think that'll work just fine. And then did we get there? Does my capture have it? No, this is a crash because of the resume thing. Oh, but it did. It did get it. It's just, it's starting a new session and then it crashed. So let's subscribe request message, and then in here we're going to do the parse. Need the same thing. And now we'll print it. And replay it. Oh, I need to do decode. List object has no attribute keys. So I think this is probably parsing that list is not working. Not entirely sure I care enough to finish this today.
construct containers.
We're nested one deep in constructed containers. For tags.
Oh.
Oh. If is instance. This was just a sanity, like a check to make sure I implemented everything. Else equals set. So if it's a list, I do for tag value in self values. Tags add tag. B. If is instance. V is a tuple. Then V0. So if it's a list, it means it's a list in there. Why is it complaining? Never is not iterable. I don't know what that means. I can never get there? It's wrong. How are things coming along? So the update on CircuitMatter, and maybe this is a good time for me to wrap up. Oh, and it's raining. My window is open with a fan in it, and it's raining. Hold on. Let's not get... Oh, it's all wet. All right. Didn't realize it was raining. Getting the outlet-powered fan wet doesn't seem like a good thing to me. Yeah, so CircuitMatter, I have it commissioning with the chip tool and commissioning with matter.js, but when I try to use Apple Home, it gets through most of it and then fails at like the last step of commissioning. And then so I'm working post-commissioning for matter.js right now, where it's just trying to do more things, and I'm trying to implement those more things. Is that a way to put it? Tag number event request is 4. Unknown tags is 4. What? Yeah, it's good progress, but I don't have a lot of insight as to why Apple is not working, unfortunately. So that will be my challenge next week. If I get there. I don't know why tag 4 is unknown. Although I guess I'm nested. So what type am I in? Yeah, I mean, it's more progress. It's not done. It's not working. I can't make a light switch go on and off yet, unfortunately. So there's more work to do. Event path IB. That was helpful. It does have is urgent. Bool member 4. Jana says, recommendations for resources / tutorials to learn how to interact with microcontrollers / demonstrate what's possible from a PCB environment like you and FoamyGuy do. I've been trying to graduate from you, but most IDEs just aren't pitched towards that kind of thing. Most of the learn guides show how to connect, but end there. I'm not exactly sure what you're asking. How do you get more advanced? How to connect in there. I use the like two program model, I guess I would say, where it's like I have one editor and then I also have a terminal output. That's what I'll do with CircuitPython as well. Yeah, if you want to clarify. Yeah, I was kind of surprised that Apple's having a problem. I was thinking about this, it could be a problem where I'm like crashing it because I like didn't give the right answer earlier. And then it's like referencing something from before, or I don't know. Unknown tag 4. That is weird. Event path IB. Print. Oh. No, this should work. Name, member, class, tag. This might be. Maybe I'm. If tag not in self values. What? Oh, is this because... Oh, I think I know what the problem here is. Event path IB is actually a list. But I'm not... I didn't say it was. So instead I was like starting to move this to work like a list when it's not a list. The error message change was helpful, but I shouldn't need to do this. Construct containers will be different for a list. There we go. Subscribe request message is missing 8 and 255. 255 is that I didn't inherit from the right thing because it is an interaction model message. And I don't know what 8 is. 4, 5, 7, 9. 8 is like something deprecated. Yeah. Foamy Guy's got a good setup link as well. It is. Oh, data version filters is 8, not 9. That's why. I made it up and I didn't fix it. Okay, so we got further. We're not printing the message because we packed it in a tuple. So, but there we go. Is urgent. True. Interaction model revision 12. Attribute requests. Event requests. Oh, I gotta do events now. What I could do is I could just tell it that, yeah, yeah, that subscription worked, and then never reply. Okay, let's call it. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do first? I'm gonna commit. Then I'm gonna look at the Doppler and decide when I'm gonna go home. So stage. That's fine. It's early days still. Sure, why not? Stage. All these defaults. I don't know. I definitely want that. I definitely want that. Yes. This I don't want. Stage, I'm okay getting rid of that. I would like this, and that is correct. And we'll stage the new, kind of where I left off, packets. Stage. Reformat, which I expected. Okay. And I'll call this fixes for matter.js interop. And I'll push it. All right, let's go back to the main camera. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out for this 2-hour deep dive. I'll probably be here next week. I'm expecting a child in the next few weeks, so it's possible the baby comes between now and next week. But if you'd like to be notified when that happens, you can go on our Discord server at the URL adafru.it/discord. Join there and then ask to be a part of the deep divers role, and I will @ deep divers there. Foamy Guy, who fills in for me, can also @ deep divers to let you know if they are going to fill in for me when I'm out. This has been another deep dive. CircuitMatter keeps one foot in front of the other happening. So thank you, everybody, for hanging out for this 2 hours, and check out CircuitMatter. It's very early still, but if you want to support me, you can do that by going to Adafruit.com, purchasing hardware there. Adafruit pays me to stream. They pay me to work on CircuitMatter and CircuitPython, all open source software that runs on their open source hardware. So check that out. Thank you all for making it. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. I'll go to my blurry rain cam. which is why I may not leave for home immediately. It's raining. All right, have a great weekend, everybody.